Okay, you guys ready? Give a huge, big welcome. This guy's first time. He's going to kill it. You guys are going to love him. Andrew Murphy, everybody.
Hi there. I don't know how many of you guys like rap music, but personally, I fucking hate it because I had no idea that many young black men had fucked my girlfriend. But, like, speaking of rappers, like, I don't know if you guys have heard anyone from around here, but they're so bad. I swear to God, I've heard them rhyme car with bigger car. Like, it's amazing. I do believe in local talent, though. I mean, have you guys seen, like, Klutzy? Like, he's got his own car. I assume he lives in a house. I don't know. But, I mean, like, okay, so I was reading Men's Health the other day. And I read that you should buy new underwear about, like, every 8 months or so. Now, who's the Scott guy? I'm hearing a lot. Is it you? Scott, man, you look like you haven't changed your underwear, like, since the Cold War. And, like, I bet those Fruit of the Loom that you've been wearing for the last 14 years have really seen some shit, but I don't know. Anyways, back to my main point. I went to Walmart, and I was looking around, but then I realized I don't know what size underwear I wear. That's the ultimate sign that you're a mama's boy. Because she's been buying my underwear for so long, I don't know how big my own cock is. For anyone in personal interest, it's a medium. I've actually, like, I know this is really controversial and stupid to say, but I like Bill Cosby's more recent work. Because he stops with the stupid mouth thing and the pudding. I don't fucking know what he's talking about ever. But speaking of sexual assault jokes, when I was a kid, I know that's a really good place to start with that. But when I was a kid, I went to this church, right? And we had a priest there, and his name was Father Arthur. But me and all the other kids, we just shortened it to Fart, because it's so fucking funny. I don't care. Anyways, the moral of the story is never trust a fart, because either way, you're going home crying with ruined pants. And this is a really inappropriate time to realize the true meaning of that. Lately, I've actually diagnosed myself as lactose intolerant because I shit myself in a Dairy Queen. But anyways, speaking of messy poo jokes, when I was a kid, like 5 or 6 years old, I went to McDonald's with my mom and my aunt and my cousin, but that doesn't matter because they're not part of the story at all. But anyways, we were there, and I went up to the top, you know, that play place that they have with the big blue slide. I went up there, and I went in, and what happened was I was a beautiful blonde-haired little boy, and I dived headfirst into that slide, right? And what came out was a hardened fucking criminal man. I had a teardrop tattoo right there. You know what happened? The kid before me that went in that goddamn shit all over the fucking slide. And I just dove headfirst right into it. And I was in. And I came out, and I remember so well my mom yelling at me as if it was my fault that someone else had pooed all over me. And I remember her looking, we had a thesaurus in the car, and she was calling the McDonald's manager to try and explain to her, like, try to sound really professional as to how some kid had got poo in my hair. Anyways, I digress. But, you know, I know this is whatever. But when women act really bitchy, I know that's a shitty word to use, but they do. And when they're always like, and you know, guys, what I'm talking about, how they do that. But when they back it up with like, thank you. When they back it up with like, I'm sassy, I just immediately know I want to punch her in the mouth. Now, before you say that's sexist, I want you guys to know I'm not actually a man. I'm actually a woman with a really big clitoris. But it's a pretty big clitoris. It's an average-sized clitoris. This is so awkward because my mom's in the audience, and I'm talking about the size of my clitoris. It's really hard to be gay nowadays, but I totally should have worded that differently because I'm not gay. But like, no, I feel for the gay community, you know, the women and men, because like. The term gay got turned into something that's like lame or bad, but I don't use it in that way. I use it as two dudes fucking each other in the ass, because that's just what it is, right? And a friend of mine was telling me like weeks ago, he was like, my dad was cheating on my mom with another guy, and I was like, man, that's fucking gay, you know, and it kind of covers both terms. I know that sounds terrible, but it does. Anyways, most men, just like my dad, they go through a midlife crisis. But instead of buying a nice car or something good, my dad had me, and that was a huge mistake. But anyways, just like most men, he can't afford it, and he wishes he had gotten a Honda instead. I've also noticed recently that this onesie thing. I don't know if you guys see this in the mall a lot, but like all these people in their 20s and 30s, they're wearing like bear costumes. And do you know what onesies are originally for? So babies and the Chinese don't choke themselves while they sleep. That's what they're for. Like, it's not a thing. And like, if I was given the chance to use a time machine, I wouldn't do like the cliche and go stop Hitler or like tell the guys at the Hindenburg that shit's not gonna fly very well. Because that was bad, but I mean, it made the news. But like these onesie things, like I would go back and I would stop this Blue Note guy. I assume that's his name. I assume he like took it through marriage because like she was like, I'm not gonna marry a Catholic, and so he took the name. But anyways, and like I just sneak into his room, you know, while he's a baby, and I just throw a bunch of blankets in the crib and fuck off, and then maybe God would just take care of the rest for me. I was actually. I was leaving for a party the other night, and my mom yelled at me. She was like, be careful of black guys. And I thought, just like you thought right now, she said black guys. But she actually said black ice. And I was so confused because my mom's never been a racist before, as far as I knew. And when I said why, she was like, it's so dangerous out there. Are you stupid? And then I was really concerned because I was like, why is my mom a racist now? When did this pick up? And then she said, just trust me from personal experience. So I don't fucking know what happened to my mom, but like, I just decided to close that can of worms and leave. I slipped and broke my arm later that night. It was fucking awful. I don't know if you guys remember, but like back in like 2008, I don't know, maybe it was way earlier, but there was all these like commercials for like starving African and Asian children and stuff like that. And it was always on during like Everybody Loves Raymond and fucking King of Queens on PBS. And like I haven't seen those. Yeah, I haven't seen those in so long. Like, are things okay over there now? Like, did we solve it? Because like I haven't heard from my adopted son Bim Bam in like 20 years. I didn't really love him anyways because he refused to call me dad, so I just kind of like shook him off altogether. But I mean, like, it's like pennies a day, and that solved the problem. That's incredible. That just shows you how not privileged America and Canada is. But you know, I actually I'm out of material. Thank you very much.
Andrew Murphy, everybody. First time, not bad. Yeah.